chat, get ready with me, and I'm so excited because I'm gonna show you how I got this look. Okay, it's nothing too much. I feel like I'm still learning how to beat my face, but very simple. Everything that I use is gonna be linked down below. Okay, this is the dress that I'm wearing, but we gotta start all over, okay, because I've been wanting to do this for so long. So let's get into it. Let's start from the beginning. Let's get into it. Okay, so I like using two foundations. I like using the Rare Beauty foundation with the Fenty Fenty Beauty Blurring Skin Tint. Y'all, if you're similar to my shade, okay, if you're similar to my shade, I use 270N in the Rare Beauty foundation, and then I use color 15 from the Fenty Beauty Blurring Skin Tint. How did you get started as an influencer? Ooh, that's a great question, you guys. When I started doing this, I literally was doing it for fun. I feel like we hear that so many times about people who started creating content during the pandemic, but honestly, I just did it for fun. And even during the pandemic, once the pandemic starts to die out, I continued doing content because I fell in love with it. Not thinking that I'd become an influencer, not really thinking too much about it. Like, I literally just started because it was fun. It kept me busy during a time where we had nothing to do. By the way, this is a brush that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use the Refi brush. It kept me busy during a time where we had not much to do. And I liked it. I liked it. Like, even though I think when I first started, I only had like a couple thousand followers. Let me see if this is the right way. Is this the right way to do it? But anyways, yeah, so when I started, I literally had no intention of becoming an influencer. Like, I feel like a lot of us, I think that a lot of content creators now, a lot of people who are trying to do this job are doing it with the mindset of the money aspect and trying to be clouded and stuff like that, which is really sad because I just feel like if you're gonna get into this, do it because you actually love it. But yeah, no, so I started off, I didn't really start calling myself an influencer, honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, until like last year. Because I don't know, like, I never just considered, I'm gonna use both sides because I don't know what I'm doing. Probably gonna have to use my beauty blender. I don't know, I feel like it's weird calling myself that, but yeah, I just literally started for fun. Started during the pandemic, started creating TikToks. Like I said, I've said this before, I think I did this, I actually mentioned this in my Get to Know Me Q&A video, my first YouTube video. I started creating content for fun. I was doing the little trendy dances, and every time I would post something, one of the most common questions I'd get is, what are you putting in your hair? I finally decided I'm just gonna create a video about hair and see, just cause it was my first TikTok video about hair was about products for heat damage and how to recover. And that video literally surpassed like 400,000 views. And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep creating content around a topic that people are always asking me about anyways in real life. I like talking about it. And that's kind of how I got started. Like, it literally happened by accident. Literally, it was literally one day I was just studying for an exam and I was like, ugh, I'm gonna take a study break. And I was like, I'm just gonna create a video about products that help with damaged hair. Not knowing that that would be the start. That little study session would be the start of what is now. So that's how I got my start. Happened by accident. Literally happened by accident. How do we feel about this blend though? Do we like it? Do we not? Yeah, so that's how I got my start. It happened by accident, but we're here and I'm grateful, and I'm grateful that it became what it is. I mean, I have no complaints about that. Let's talk about this one first. The move from New York to Florida, if it's not too personal, of course. That's not too personal, girl. So, okay, you guys, here's like a little bit of a backstory about me and like where I grew up and all that stuff. Okay, I was born in the Bronx, New York, grew up on Fordham Road up until the age of 5, and then we didn't move to Florida after we left New York. We actually moved to the Bay Area in California, which is why I probably should do like a whole video on that. But yeah, we moved to the Bay Area after we left New York, and I was 5 years old. So from the age of 5 up until 12, I lived in Hayward, California, which is in the Bay Area. It's close to San Francisco, closer to Oakland than it is to San Francisco. But yeah, we lived in the Bay Area, and then we moved to Florida when I was 12. And then that's how so that's why I'm just like, I've always been confused to say, do I say I was raised in Florida or do I say I was raised in California? Because I grew up as a child over there, and then into my teen years, that's when I moved here. But I always say, I'm from Miami. I was raised in Miami, because it's just so much easier to say that than to explain. I was born in New York, and then we went to California, and then we went to Florida. Yeah, so the move from New York to Florida, I didn't move from New York to Florida, so that would be hard to answer that question, but I can tell you the transition that it was to move from California to Florida. It was a really hard transition for me. When I first moved here, let me tell you something, I did not like it. I did not like Florida. And honestly, till this day, I'm always like, I think California is the better state. I think overall, just the people and the feel, California is the better state. But California is expensive. So I don't like that. I don't like that part. But I do like just the whole feel of California. I've always been a Cali girl. Always and forever, okay? I was on live the other day and she's like, you can claim to be a Bay Area girly. Like, you were there from the age of 5 to 12. So you can claim it. So I'm going to claim it. But that transition was really hard for me because, I mean, imagine going from a state that you lived in as a little girl up until your teen years to a whole completely different state, having to start over. I had my friends. I literally left everything that I knew in California to move across the US and start over. That's literally how it felt, because when you're a younger girl and you have to move like that, it feels like it's the end of the world, especially when I had all my friends, y'all. That's what really hurt me, leaving all my friends. I had my little friend group in California. It was like 6 of us, and it was a very diverse group. I went to, if you know anything about the Bay Area, shout out to anyone who may be from there. I went to an elementary school called Schaefer Park Elementary School, and it was a very diverse school. So my group of girls was like, one of them was Chinese, one of them was Mexican, one of them was Black. Like, it was such a diverse group, and it was really hard to leave them. But it was really even much harder to just have to start over. So I would say it took me maybe like a year to really feel settled into Florida and feel like this is my new home, and like fully accepting that this is my new life. Because when we first moved, I literally would beg my mom, can we please move back? Can I please move back? I want to go back to California. I want to go back. And she was just like, no. I wanted to leave so bad though. Hold up, let's put this. I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Makeup What to Do. This is a great way, you guys, to make your makeup last longer. So before I even blend everything in, what I do is I go in with these and then I start to blend. So let's, excuse me. And if you're wondering what contour I use, contour. Excuse me, got in my mouth. What concealer I use the Bright Future concealer from the Sephora collection. And then for my contour, what did I put in? I use the Milk Makeup Sculpt Stick shade Simmer. This is what it looks like. So that's what you see on my face right now. Done. There are certain things that just weren't done on camera. I already blended in my concealer. Okay, let's go in with the contour. But the next question that I want to go in with is, someone asked, how do you deal with self-love being an Afro-Latina as well? So self-love is a very popular topic right now. And honestly, my best piece of advice when it comes to self-love is to learn yourself. What is your love language to yourself? What do you like? What do you not like? I think that so many people, this might sound so cliche, y'all, but not a lot of people know who they are. Not a lot of people know who they are. And you know why? Because so many girls think that love comes when you're in a relationship. They're caught up in finding the right guy, forgetting and neglecting themselves and neglecting just them as a whole. So I would say learn how to love yourself. Be kind to yourself. I forgot where I saw this, but it's like the way that you speak to yourself is so important. And I used to do this thing where I would be like, you know, whenever I would make a mistake, I'd be like, you're so dumb, Daviana, or why are you so stupid, right? But really, those things, if you say it too much to yourself, you can start to believe them. So start being kind to yourself in terms of how you talk to yourself. Be nice. Take yourself out on dates. Buy yourself flowers. Like, that is how self-love starts. It starts from within. I think so many people think that it comes from others. If you ain't happy with yourself, if you is not happy with yourself, girl, why would you think that adding a person to your life is going to make you find that love that you couldn't even find yourself, within yourself? So just that would be my best piece of advice. And then in terms of being an Afro-Latina, you know, honestly, let's lay something down really clearly. I don't think I ever mentioned this in a video or anything like that. I know that there is so much privilege in me being a light-skinned Latina. That's the reality. I'm light-skinned, right? And because of that, my hardships as an Afro-Latina, as someone who identifies as an Afro-Latina, it's not going to be the same as someone who identifies as an Afro-Latina. By the way, this is from Amazon. As an Afro-Latina who's of a darker skin complexion. I feel like, oh my gosh, I literally died in the middle of me filming. But finding beauty in your uniqueness is how you really, really find that self-love. You are only you. You're unique to you. God made you the way that you are for a reason, and he made you beautifully and uniquely in his design, right? In his eyes. So I feel like just accepting that there's beauty in your uniqueness, and that there's just beauty in that. Honestly, there's beauty in that. But I really wanted to make sure that I mentioned my experience as an Afro-Latina. Just, it's different. It's different because of the privilege that I have. But I think that it's that same thing. You know, growing up, I used to be like, well, can I claim that? But looking at my family, I don't even gotta question it. I ain't gotta question that. But like, I used to always be like, well, can I claim being Afro-Latina because I'm light-skinned? And I just didn't want to offend anybody. But the reality is that that's my experience. Like, growing up, watching novelas and not seeing it's not even, you know, it might sound so cliche to be like, I didn't see myself in novelas, but honestly, you guys don't understand how much that really affected me. Like, I've said this so many times, but it really, really affected me as a child. Having a mother of a darker skin complexion, it made me feel like an outsider because I feel like people used to make me feel that because I didn't look, you know, it's so funny, I'm light skinned, but growing up, people didn't think I was Latina. People always thought I was African American, which there's nothing wrong with that. I have African ancestry. I have features from my African ancestors, right? Which is why I do look like, sometimes to someone I might look Dominican, but to someone else I might just look like I'm African American. And I've never gotten offended by that whole, oh my gosh, you speak Spanish? I've gotten it, demasiado. I've gotten it a lot of times where like, you're Latina? Oh my gosh, so you're Dominican, right? They automatically assume, can we just talk about the makeup though? The makeup looking good. Good. They automatically assume that if you are of a darker skin, tú sabes, morenita, that you're automatically Dominican. And I never had a problem with that. But yeah, that was my experience. And I always felt like an outsider because of just how I looked. Just how I looked, how my family looked. And it took some time. I think I said this, I'm going to relate to my Q&A video, my first YouTube video, because I mentioned how I didn't start identifying as an Afro-Latina until junior year of high school. So I hope that helped, girl. There's beauty in just being you. Only you can be you. Ooh, this is a good one. The next question is how to be disciplined. Girl, I feel like I still struggle with it. I still struggle with that. Believe it or not, people might be like, oh my gosh. Okay, so if you follow me on Instagram, you know that there was this whole debate about my age. People thought that I was in my 30s. Okay, people thought I was in my 30s. People are like, well, you just seem like you're so put together and you just have it all together. And y'all, no, I don't. I try to, but I don't always do it. I'm not perfect. I'm only 23. I'm gonna make mistakes, like all that stuff, right? So I feel like a big thing that has to do with having it all together is discipline. And if we're talking about discipline, girl, I could be doing better. The reality is I could be doing so much better when it comes to being disciplined. Honestly, I was saying this the other day to myself, but I was like, si yo fuera una persona that just loves to wake up early, it would solve so many of my issues. It would resolve so much because you just get so much more done when you wake up early, right? And I think that a part of being disciplined is, have you ever heard this quote that successful people wake up early? I think that discipline comes with having more time on your hands, right? You're able to be more disciplined. You're not as rushed because you have more time. And so I've always said that if I woke up early, if I was someone who woke up earlier, I wake up at 9 a.m. That's not horrible, but I could be waking up earlier. And so not even just in how I wake up, discipline in that area, I'm consistent when it comes to content, and I'm super happy that I can say I'm disciplined in that area of some sort. But when it comes to other areas of my life, I'm not as disciplined. Working out, I do Pilates, but I don't go to the gym as much. I don't go to the gym as much as I'd like to, right? I'm not disciplined when it comes to always eating healthy. I tried my best to always treat my body well, but the reality is that I have my slip ups. I could be more disciplined in how I eat. I could be more disciplined, and I could just be more disciplined in other areas of my life. And so I feel like I'm still trying to navigate through how to really perfect being disciplined. But I feel like you never really perfect being disciplined, but you can get better at it, right? So that's how I feel about it. Like, girl, I'm not sure, girl, to be like, I'm not one of those people that's gonna be like, so this is how you're gonna do it, okay? And she don't even practice what she preach. No, like, I know that I can be better, but I feel like I am disciplined in some areas of my life and a little bit. And I think that the best way to be disciplined in some areas is through consistency. But setting a schedule that's realistic. I think so many people want to achieve things and they set unrealistic timelines and unrealistic things to achieve those goals. Set a realistic schedule, right? Be consistent. What do you know is gonna help you be consistent and stick to that? And I remember one time when I was a freshman, I'll never forget this professor telling me this freshman year of college. He was like, I'm gonna give y'all a piece of advice. And this is for life, but this is also for college. He said, the best way to be successful, he was telling us the best way to be successful in your college career, but also in life period, is to stick to a schedule. That is how you create discipline, and that is how you stay consistent. So build a schedule and build a realistic one and see what works for you. And I promise you that once you get the groove of things, todo, it just gets a lot easier. That would be my best piece of advice. But am I someone who's disciplined? No, I could be better. I could be 100 times better. But I do try my best, and it's all about improvement and really every day just working towards being better, right? So I could say I do that, but I can't tell you that I'm fully disciplined, a fully disciplined person. I feel like this could be blended a little bit better. Big girl budgeting and finance. Ooh, girl. So I have an accountant, but I really want to get better when it comes to like dealing with my monies. I would say be smart about how you're spending your money. I'm all about building generational wealth. Everything that I'm doing is because I want to build generational wealth. I want to invest. And so I think the best way to stay on a budget and to just really deal with your finances the best way that you can is setting out long-term goals. Do you want to open a business? I'm going in with the banana setting powder from Black Radiance, by the way. And the first, I don't know why, but recently I've been doing this thing where I use 2 powders. The first powder that I was using was a translucent powder from Laura Mercier. I hope I pronounced that right. And then the second one is the Black Radiance banana powder. But what was I saying? I think I lost my train of thought. Yeah, what are your long-term goals financially? Do you want to open a business? Do you want to buy a house? Do you want to invest in Airbnb property? Like, what is it, right? And I think that once you have these goals set out, that then helps you stay disciplined when it comes to your finances. Because I know that for me, a lot of the goals that I hate that I like have these ideas when I'm talking, but there was this one person, I think her name is Blake on TikTok, where she was saying dreams are expensive. The reality of being a person of color, the reality of not having as much resources is that a lot of the dreams that we have are expensive. And so I know that the goals that I have are going to require a lot out of me financially. Like, that's just the reality. Dreaming is not cheap when you're first gen, when you're a person of color, when you don't have access to resources, when you're the person who's just building everything for yourself, right? And building it from the ground up. So I know that because I have so many goals that are going to require money, I need to be financially stable and smart. I hope that the powder didn't get in there. I'm gonna let it sit. I know that I have to be financially stable and smart. So know your long-term goals. Really set that out and set a timeline for those long-term goals. Do you wanna buy a house within the next 5 years? Do you wanna invest in Airbnb property within the next year? You know what I mean? Like, all of these things, write them down and then set a timeline, and I promise you that that's gonna help. I know that with me, I'm gonna start cosmetology school in the fall. That's not gonna be cheap. It's a lot of paying for that school is gonna come out of my pocket. So I know that this year, the semester, because I would start next semester in the fall, I know that right now, the months prior to me starting school, I have to save money. So I know that I can't just go out and just ball out knowing that in a couple of months, I'm gonna start cosmetology school and it ain't gonna be cheap. You know what I mean? So that's really what helps me when it comes to financial budgeting. And if you feel like I can't do all that by myself, girl, I can't. The Bronx is coming out of me, I'm sorry. If you feel like you can't do that by yourself, then go to a professional, go to an accountant. QuickBooks is a great resource that I feel like I'm still learning more about, but QuickBooks is a great way to really see what you're spending, see what's coming in and all that stuff. So go to a professional if you feel like, girl, I can't do all that. Like, what are you talking about? One that I wanted to cover is, someone said relationships and love life. What's the tea, right? What's the tea? What's the tea? So y'all, in college, I don't say nothing about what I'm about to tell you. Don't say nothing. Don't. But in college, every year I dated a different person. So I was never single. I was in situationships. My most serious relationship, if you watched my Q&A, you know how that ended. Okay, but anyways, every year in college I was always with a guy. I was always dating a guy. I was always stressed about somebody's son. Somebody's son was always stressing me out and just not making my life more difficult than what it had to be in college, right? So all of literally, I can't make this up. I started college early because I went through a college program that gave us scholarships, and because we had this one scholarship, if you know about Florida State University and the CARE program, we had to start school in the summer versus the fall, like a typical college student. We had to start early because of the program. So I started college in the summer of 2018 instead of fall. A week in to starting college, I met someone. I met a guy and we started talking and all that stuff. Literally, since I started college, I've always been talking to someone. After that relationship didn't work out with him a couple months later, a week after that, I started talking to another guy. We were at it for like a couple of months, really on and off. After him, a couple weeks after that, I started talking to another guy. It's like, ever since I started college, you guys, and I just graduated from college, what, like a year ago? It hasn't even been a year. In May, it'll be a year. Ever since I started college, I've always been talking to somebody. Always been talking to somebody, okay? So it's so funny that people are like, Taviana, like the boyfriend and novio, what are you doing? Why are you single? Girl, I just graduated from college, and I just graduated from a 4-year experience where I was always with the guy. I was always with a guy, and it was like, I feel like now I'm finally learning who is Daviana. What is she like? What is she not like? Like, who is she? Who is she outside of a relationship? Who is she outside of being with someone? So I'm single. I'm single until I'm proven otherwise why I shouldn't be. like imagine coming from a 4-year experience where you're just always talking to someone. Like, how do you get to know yourself when you're doing that? And I don't regret anything. Honestly, those situations, those relationships taught me so much about the type of guy that I just can't continue to date. That's what it really taught me, right? But it also taught me things about how I can improve as a person, because when a relationship doesn't work out, it always takes two to tango, okay? No one's perfect. So if I just came from a 4-year college thing where I was always dating someone, and I'm finally by myself and I'm single, and I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm really getting to know myself, why would I put myself in a situation where I feel like I backtrack and learning more about me? So that's really where I'm at in my love life. Pero if you're someone who's like trying to date, do dating apps. Like if you're someone maybe who works from home, or you just feel like going to the club and going to parties hasn't been the best way to meet people, go online. That's how we're moving as a generation, as a society. Everything is going just online. Try dating apps. Dating apps that I think are good are Hinge, Bumble. Those are the I'm over here like, I'm about to give you a list, girl. I'm about to give you a list of the dating apps. No, but yeah, try Hinge and try Bumble. Those are the only two that I know of personally. But yeah, if you're someone who's trying, okay, I just talked for the girls who just want to be single and try to get to know themselves, right? Let's talk to the girls who are trying to date. I think the best way to just put yourself out there, well, the best way to put yourself out there is by putting yourself out there. You just gotta put yourself out there, right? But you also gotta be clear about what you want. Like, I think that so many girls will be desperate to be in a relationship that they just take the bare minimum. Don't settle. If you know what you want, make that clear. Make that clear from the first interaction with the guy. What's your dating style? You like dating multiple people at once? you don't like doing that, that might not work out. It doesn't mean that the person is not bad. It just means that you guys are not compatible in terms of dating style. So lay down the rules. This is what you want, this is what you're looking for, and this is what you're gonna take, and this is what you're not gonna take. Once you start actively dating people and it's getting more serious, set boundaries. I don't want you calling me every second of the day. I don't want you calling me at night. You know what I mean? Set your boundaries and make that clear. So I'm talking to the girls who actually are looking for something. I'm not looking, but I'm open to it. You know, I'm not opposed to dating. Why would I be opposed to dating? Like, I think that love is beautiful, and I think that life is about sharing those great experiences with someone else, but I'm also not gonna rush into it. I'm only 23 and I've dated before. It's not like you're talking to someone who's never dated anyone. Like, you're talking to someone who's dated multiple people, okay? So yeah, I hope that helped the girl who's trying to actually find something serious. I feel like that was good advice, even though I've only been in situations. That was good, okay? Because now that I learned from my past experiences, now I know like how to go about dating. So someone said, what is your favorite series to film? Basically, I guess on my social platforms. And honestly, I feel like, you know, recently, because when I started creating social media, or start creating social media, when I started creating content on social media, it started off just as hair content, and I feel like I was really limiting myself. But I feel like recently the type of content that I've really been into filming is content where you guys get to know me. Because it's so crazy. I posted my get to know me video a couple days ago. And it's just so crazy how so many of my followers, you guys have so much in common with me. We have so much in common with each other. And so like creating videos where you guys feel like you're getting to know me and you can relate to certain things, I find so much beauty in that, because one thing about me, I consider my followers my friends, right? And so because I consider you guys my friends, like I want to get to know y'all more. And so that's the type of content I've really been into recently, is like just getting to know you guys while you guys get to know me. I think there's so much beauty in that, because at the end of the day, like I was literally on TikTok live the other day and I was like, I interact more with my followers than I do with my own best friend. Like, y'all are the people who I be responding to every single day in the comment section, in my DMs. Y'all are the people who I post for. Y'all are the people who I keep in mind when I'm creating content and the type of content that I want to create. So like getting to know y'all just as individuals and what you like and where you're from and what age you are and maybe what we share in common. There's so much beauty in that. Like, and I didn't really realize that until like really this year. This year I feel like I've been getting into more content where you guys can see me, the person. And I wasn't able to do that like last year, where I was just focusing on hair and focusing on like the best products. And trust me, I know that type of content is helpful. Y'all tell me all the time, and every time I go to the store and film an in-store video, people struggle. I know that people struggle to find the right products for their hair, for their skin, for their body. So I know that the type of content that I create is very helpful. But yeah, there's nothing more beautiful to me, in my personal opinion, than getting to know the people who I do this for. It's so cool. So cool to me. And that's really the type of content. This blush, have I been putting too much blush? I've just been, one thing about me, I'm not scared to put a good blush, but that's been my favorite type of content to create. It's just content that allows me to get to know my people. Y'all are my people. Like, be for real. Be so for real if you say that you're not my people. You're my people. So that's how I feel. It's like doing like the fake. And then I do one right here too. We're gonna let my hair down here too, and then I'll show y'all what I'm wearing. Ooh, I did it too big right there, but it's fine. I don't know, I really like I've always wanted a pimple, right? Not a pimple. I've always wanted like I guess it was not, I wouldn't call it pimple. What would you call it? I've always wanted something right here. Whatever you call it. Okay, so I'm actually gonna do a new lip combo today, and we're gonna see how it works. So I'm gonna go in with this brown lip liner. And I'm sorry, but I can't do my makeup blindly. Like, if I was just required, like, depending on the lens itself to do my makeup, it wouldn't turn out cute. It's been a minute since I've done like a brown lip liner like this, y'all. We're gonna see. Just a little bit. Okay, I'm thinking between this color and this color. Let's do a little bit of both. I've seen people do this thing where they do like more than one lip color in their combos. So we're gonna do that today. And before I tell you the shades, let's see if this even works out. Cause I don't want y'all to just like buy this and it don't work out. Yeah, let's mix it. Let's go in a little bit with the darker one. I think I overdid my top lip. Nothing that this can't fix, though. Oh my god, it's been a minute since I've done this type of lip combo. Let's do a little bit more of the nude. Oh my gosh. The last time oh my god. The last time I saw myself in a lip combo like this was in high school. When I used to do it all the time. Stop. Why did I do my makeup so good today? Stop playing with her. Okay, so the lip combo that it is, this is from the beauty supply, so I don't know, but it's the brand called Ultra Easy Lip Liner. And then I used the 2 glosses that I mixed from NYX. Ooh, girl, I missed you. It's been a minute since I've used these. So I used the Butter Glosses in shade BLG13. It's called Fortune Cookie. Let me just give you the name. And then Madeline. Madeline and Fortune Cookie. I mixed these 2 with a brown lip liner. Did I actually beat my face today? Did I beat my face today? I have not beat my face. Okay, so let's just finish off with the setting spray. And then I'm going to put mascara on my underlash. And then I'm going to show y'all the outfit that I'm going to wear. I'm going to show you the outfit. The outfit's cute. And we're going to take down my hair too. Hold up. I might take down my hair on for a TikTok video though. There's this response that there's this TikTok that I want to actually do, taking down my hair. So y'all might not see it on here. But I wanted to respond to this comment where someone was like, why would you be proud to be from the Bronx? I said I need to make a video today. Because we got to clear that one up real quick. Why would I not be proud to be from the Bronx? Girl. So yeah, I want to actually make a response video to that. Girl, the better question is, why wouldn't I be proud to be from the Bronx? The Bronx breeds the greats. I'm always like, BX till I die. BX till I die. The Bronx breeds the greats. And honestly, I've always said this about New York, but the Bronx, period, is that the hustle is different. The hustle is different when you're from the Bronx. Like, I'm gonna always rep the Bronx. Someone might be like, you were only there till the age of 5. Actually, I was in New York every single summer. Some of my best memories were formed in the Bronx. So yeah, like I told you guys in my Get to Know Me, I moved from Fordham Road, which is where I was raised at the age of 5. But every single summer after that, your girl was in New York. Your girl was in the streets of the Bronx, playing with the pumps, playing with the kids on the streets. So yeah, girl. Also, can we talk about the girls from the Bronx? Can we talk about how pretty they are? It's giving. The makeup today is giving. It's giving the girls what it's supposed to give. And I bought this from Target, by the way. I did this to like dry the setting spray. Oh my gosh, I actually like how I did my makeup today. And also because I really took care of my skin. I like it. I like doing bottom mascara. I think it just adds the vavoom that you need. Hold up. Let's not mess this up though. You see, like it just adds like that. Oof. That you need. Okay. So now I got bands. They be chatting, I don't give a damn, and I'm still getting money. I know who I am. The remix literally just came out today, and I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Like that. Keep it a star. Moxin. I mean, they be chatting, I don't give a damn, and I'm still getting money. I know who I am. Try to be though, you gonna hit my gram. Doing what it's supposed to give. Alrighty, so let's take this hair down and I will show you guys what I'm wearing and then we'll be back. We're done, we're done, we're done, okay? I wish I could show you guys like the dress in full, but it's a purple dress, ain't I? Is it not giving? Is it not giving? I'm always touching my hair when it's straight, but look. This was so much fun. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And more videos coming every Sunday, so thanks for joining.